Hey, it's me, Connor. You know me as Dead Linux and Dead Poetics or whatever. You can call me Connor, it's fine. We haven't talked in a while, have we? Because I've been kind of off the grid. And I'm wrapping up my day here. So I'm watching my email and watching my IMs and everything you do as a tech support engineer, and probably get hit with something right before the end of the day if I'm really lucky. My hair down here a bit. Hopefully you can hear me. I know there's fans and my servers in the background and all that kind of stuff there too, so it's all related. You can kind of see out of the corner though, my little buddy there. I have a mini Yoda, baby Yoda. But obviously, for those of you who haven't heard, right around my birthday on the 24th, we had to put Ruby down. So that's kind of why I've been quiet for the past couple weeks. Because that was a big deal, and it still is a big deal. So we're still kind of getting through it, and it's tough. And the girls have gone back home, so basically it's been me in the house alone, a lot more than normal. So my wife works during the day, so I work at home during the day, and it's been cold, it's been lonely, and I don't, you know me, I'm fairly antisocial as it is. And I keep saying that we'll be back online, and then I did set a date. So we will be back streaming starting the February 15th, so it'll be next Monday. So actually, I have that day off because of President's Day. The irony. Um, so we'll try and stream later that day. I would stream earlier, but I do have a doctor's appointment because I'm actually getting back and trying to take care of myself again a little bit. At all, really. Because I'm one of those that hasn't gone to see a dentist in years and years and years, and finally did that the other day, and then seeing a doctor after not being to a doctor in 4 or 5 years. So that's where we're at. And then I turned a day older, or a year older, I should say. I turned several days over. So it's as of January 24th, I'm now 42 years old. So that's a thing. And that's where we're at. So I basically just wanted to say hi and kind of remember how I talk onto a camera again, because I haven't done that in a while. I have a lot of things I'd like to do, and I just need the inertia to do them. And having temperature of -8 to -13 degrees during the day in in the sunshine is difficult to get moving. So I boarded up everything downstairs to try to keep whatever heat I've got in, and it's not necessarily working. But it's so to just try to keep sane. And then, of course, just with the dog and everything, of course, depression's kind of hit like a truck. So I'm trying to keep away from things that trigger that. And it's been fun. It's been up and down, and it's not been fun at all. Who am I kidding? But that's where we are. I don't think I'm alone in any of this. I think a lot of people are going through similar circumstances, and mine is not any different. But you know what's kind of weird? This is going to sound strange, but whenever I feel down on myself or feeling kind of worthless, kind of, unimportant, whatever you want to call it, I always look at pictures of Robert Downey Jr. and try to find gifs of him and quotes and things, because that's something, for whatever reason, always makes me feel better, because I try to mimic my facial hair after his, so then I try to see if I can match. Stupid shit that you do. I don't know. And then keep working to make sure he's still one of those celebrities we can still follow, right? Isn't that fun? This is the era we live in now, as we have to start checking to see what their credentials are. Ethos, pathos, and logos was an old thing I used to teach, form of rhetoric in English classes, and I think it's more valuable now than ever before. Of any message you have to deal with, is you have to realize the emotional intent of it, the logic behind it, but also who's saying it and what their credentials are. That's something we don't do very rarely. That's also why I've been off Twitter so much, because Twitter is such a shit pool. And if you don't recognize that, then you don't understand how horrible it can be. And how, when you're limiting people to such a short phrase without context, you're basically just gearing up for the sorts of things we've seen happen in the past half decade. Anyway, I'm rambling. But some of the things that I'm hoping to do in the next week is I have plans. I don't know if any of them will get off the ground, but this is the next New Year sort of resolutions, right? There'll be revolutions, maybe, if I can get them working. For one thing, again, I'm not on Twitter as much anymore, and I got rid of the Discord. So instead of that, I'm going to try and shift over, and this is kind of a pre-announcement, I'll announce it more on Monday, of kind of going more towards the Patreon route. Because Patreon allows you to link together all the social media sites and media sites that I currently use regularly. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. And so by bringing them all into one spot, I figure that's a place I can also dump other content like poem drafts and character bios. And also, it may give me an opportunity to try a different form that I've never done before, which would be podcasting. I've listened to a couple. I never have been a fan. But I've always been told that people like to listen to me in the background, and my voice has been soothing, and I do have experience in reading and speaking. Now, I've never been one for voiceover. I've never been able to make that money at that because no one's ever wanted my voice for voiceover. But we'll see. For those of you who would want it, that would be another avenue to give you a different form of content. You might be willing to, throw some shekels at that if you want. We'll see. Otherwise, I may just open it up for free. But keeping the pay barrier for that very low, but you can't make it zero on Patreon. So most of the posts on there, I'm going to try to make sure are open to the public so you can see it. But it'd be a way for seeing what the updates are without having to go to any other media site, and you can go and know you don't have to weed through stuff. That's what I'm trying to prevent there. So if you go there, it's just me and my stuff. And I may start going by the name Connor a lot more because that is my name, and I've seen a lot of other streamers do that. We'll still be calling it Dead Poetics, but don't feel like you can't use that. You can all still call me Linux. I still go by that. I still run a 100% Linux stream. So that's one of the things. The second thing is I want to bring back the YouTube series for Skyrim. So I'm trying to figure out how to work that into the schedule because there's something very Zen-like about that I really miss. And that's what kind of got me off the ground for content creation. So I'm going to do something, or I want to do something to kind of kick that off. And once I do, then we'll try and get a regular series together. So that's number 2. So the Patreon thing, YouTube. And then the third thing is I've selected some games that I wanted to work into the schedule. We have Death Stranding that still has to be on the schedule because there's something about that, but I'm actually scared to play it because we're at a point in the game where we don't have the BB anymore to detect ghosts, so that makes it really kind of frightening. That might be a good thing, but that's why I'm kind of hesitant to come back to that game, but we'll do it together and we'll mess things up and horribly ruin things. Enderal is also going to be in the rotation as well, because we have not given that its fair shot, and that's a Skyrim overhaul anyway, so we need to do that. I've had it on and off and on and off about 3 times on the channel, so we got to do that. I don't care if it's not a popular game. I don't care if it doesn't get the views. I don't care about any of that anymore. We got to do it because that's what I want to do. And then for the other days that we have, I'm going to reintroduce Sunday into the streams and keep that as sort of an open day to kind of, I want to use it to work on poetry if I can, or whatever. We'll see how that works. That one's not as set in stone at all. I have no idea what I want to do with that, but I know I need to get back into it. But then Mondays will be more for some of these other games that I have, which I think will kind of stick to open world survival because I enjoy those, and those are not with a storyline, and I like that. I can work without a plot. I don't need to have my hand held. I actually don't like it, especially when we're working together and we're playing a game together. I don't like it because I want to be able to stop and not do anything, and we can just fuck around with stuff. I enjoy that, and that's why I've always been a fan of games like Skyrim, like Subnautica, like Minecraft, like Death Stranding, where we are not held to a train track. And I've got a couple that I've identified even recently that are native Linux ports, and I think would be a good fit to the channel. So we'll introduce those and see how those go. That's it. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to say something. It's going on the 10-minute mark here because I'm finishing up my day. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you all are well. We're into 2021. We have a new president. We have a new era. We have still in the middle of a pandemic, and I do have other masks too, for the Plague Doctor outfit that I can show you. And I thought we'd probably eventually go, oh, I'll just wear the suit all the time. Not so much. Think we'll focus more on just making quality content, good content, and just try to make it like I have been, just you and me, and we'll stream and we'll have a good time, and then try and get from there. Because one thing I've gotten really, really tired of is thinking that I've got to compete and strive for some sort of goal. I hate goals. I want my own. Same the way I play games, right? Is I set up my own goals and we go for those. But I do want to incorporate more charity streams. I would like to do that. I'm not very good at it. The one team that I was a part of kind of either kicked me off of it or dissolved. And just keep a consistent schedule and just keep doing what we're doing. That's it. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say right now. But we'll keep going through the motions and see what ends up. Keep the same schedule for now. So I think we had Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then add the Sunday in. I think we'll try and keep that. And I think that's all we got. So we'll see you. Oh, yeah, no, there is one other update I have. I also have given up on Stream Elements. This is a techie thing, so for those of you who stream, you'll know what I'm talking about. I've given up on Stream Elements and Stream Labs just because I don't like what they do. And I'm tired of dealing with programs that are using OBS, that's an open source program, and then trying to relabel it and brand it their own when they know that that code, technically, whenever you modify OBS, you should be copylefting it. And I don't like the fact that they don't. Or that they kind of work it into their own special sort of branded version. There's something that from a Linux perspective, something that leaves a bad taste in my mouth with that. It always has. And now I have reasons from a company standpoint, from just what I've seen lately of Stream Elements, that I don't have to associate myself with them anymore. So I'm going to just leave from them. So I have. So I'm working with something different now. So we'll see how that goes. I'll talk to you more about it when we get through it. And we'll have a couple test runs. So the first couple streams may be a little bit rocky. Is basically what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are all well. We're doing fine here. Everybody's healthy and sound, and we're just sad. But that will eventually go away. And we've got a lot of good memories. I mean, pets do pass away. That's what they do. I mean, they don't live forever. And Ruby lived for 12 years or so. And we got to spend that last year pretty much every day together. And I guess that's why it hit so hard. But I had that opportunity. Can't say many people get that. So my screensaver just kicked on, so that's a sign that I should shut up. Take care. We'll see you Monday, February 15th, 2021 will be the return at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Take care.